Something happened to human food about 100 years ago, and most people have never been told the full story. For thousands of years, humans ate food the way it came, raw, whole, straight from the ground or the tree or the vine. And for those thousands of years, the diseases that are now killing people by the millions were almost nowhere to be found. No mass obesity, no epidemic of type 2 diabetes, no explosion of digestive disorders, autoimmune conditions, or chronic inflammation destroying people in their 40s and 50s. Then we started cooking everything, processing everything, stripping food down to its parts, heating it, packaging it, and selling it back to people in a form that is barely recognizable as food at all. And here is what we lost without realizing it. Raw food is alive in a way that cooked and processed food simply is not. It contains active enzymes that your body cannot produce on its own. It holds vitamins and compounds that heat destroys in minutes. It carries the exact nutritional profile that thousands of years of human biology was built to recognize, absorb, and use. Your body has not forgotten what real food feels like. It is asking for it every single day. You just have not been told what to listen for. Today, we are going through 15 of them. 15 raw foods that your body is begging for, most of which you can find in any grocery store. Some of which have been sitting in your kitchen this whole time, and all of which have been eaten by healthy, strong, long-living people for thousands of years. Stay with us through the full list because number 6 is one that almost everyone eats, but almost no one eats correctly. The way most people prepare it destroys the single most powerful compound it contains. And number 1 is something most people walk past every single day without a second thought, not knowing it is one of the most studied natural healers on the planet. 15 foods. All of them raw, all of them real. Let's get into it. Number 15, cucumber. Most people think of cucumber as filler, something that shows up in salads because it takes up space. But raw cucumber is doing something inside your body that most people are completely unaware of. Cucumber is over 96% water. But not just any water, structured water. Water that carries minerals and electrolytes inside the cells of the plant itself, which means your body absorbs it far more efficiently than plain drinking water alone. Raw cucumber also contains silica, a compound that supports the structure of connective tissue throughout your body. Joints, tendons, skin, blood vessels, all of them depend on silica to maintain their strength and flexibility. And here is the part most people miss. Cooking destroys silica activity almost entirely. The cucumber you eat raw is a completely different food from the one you cook. It also contains a group of anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce puffiness, lower oxidative stress in the gut lining, and support kidney filtration, the system your body uses to clean your blood every hour of every day. Eat it raw, with the skin on. The skin is where the silica concentration is highest. Number 14, carrots. Raw carrots are one of the most underestimated foods in any kitchen. And the reason most people underestimate them is because they eat them cooked, which changes almost everything about what they do. The deep orange color of a raw carrot comes from beta-carotene. Your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A, the vitamin responsible for eye health, immune function, and the integrity of every surface tissue in your body, from your skin to your gut lining to your lungs. But here is what most people do not know. Raw carrots contain a specific type of fiber that cooked carrots do not. It is a firm, structured fiber that acts like a gentle broom as it moves through the digestive tract. Research has found that this raw carrot fiber binds to excess estrogen and endotoxins in the gut and carries them out of the body before they can be reabsorbed. This is why raw carrots have been associated with improved hormonal balance, reduced bloating, and better liver function, all from something most people treat as a simple snack. 1 raw carrot a day. That is all it takes to start seeing the difference. Number 13, raw honey. Not the honey in the plastic bear at the grocery store. That product has been heated, filtered, and processed until it is essentially sugar syrup with very little going on beneath the surface. Raw honey, unfiltered, unheated, sometimes cloudy, sometimes crystallized, is a completely different food. Raw honey produces hydrogen peroxide enzymatically when it contacts moisture. It has a naturally acidic pH that most pathogens simply cannot survive in, and it contains a protein called defensin-1 that has been studied for its ability to dismantle bacterial cell structures, including antibiotic-resistant strains that pharmaceutical drugs cannot touch. Archaeologists found 3,000-year-old honey in Egyptian tombs that was still edible. There is no other food on Earth with that kind of stability, and the people who stored it that way understood exactly what they had. 1 teaspoon of raw honey in the morning, 1 before bed. That is the way the ancient world used it, as food and as medicine at the same time, because for them, those two things were never separate. Number 12, raw spinach. Cooked spinach has its place, but when spinach is eaten raw, It delivers something that cooking significantly reduces a full spectrum of heat-sensitive vitamins that your body uses for some of its most critical daily functions. Vitamin C in raw spinach is largely destroyed by heat. Folate, the compound your body needs for DNA repair and cell division, drops significantly when spinach is cooked. The active enzymes that help your body break down and absorb the nutrients inside the leaf are denatured by heat before they ever reach your gut. Raw spinach eaten in a salad, blended into a smoothie, or simply by the handful delivers the full, uncompromised nutritional profile of one of the most mineral-dense plants on Earth. It is rich in magnesium, which supports over 300 enzymatic processes in your body, iron, potassium, calcium, and a range of antioxidants that reduce oxidative damage in blood vessels and brain tissue simultaneously. The people who lived on whole, fresh greens as a daily staple were not just eating well. They were maintaining a biological foundation that modern diets have almost entirely abandoned. Number 11. Raw flax seeds, but only if you prepare them correctly. Here is the thing about flax seeds that most people get wrong. Whole flax seeds pass through the digestive tract almost completely intact. The hard outer shell protects everything inside from being absorbed. You eat them, and they leave your body without giving you much of anything. Grind them fresh. That changes everything. Freshly ground raw flax seeds deliver 3 separate categories of nutrition simultaneously. Omega-3 fatty acids that reduce systemic inflammation throughout the body. Lignans, plant compounds with powerful antioxidant and hormone-balancing properties that are found in very few other foods. And soluble fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut more effectively than almost anything else you can eat. The lignans in flax seeds are particularly worth understanding. Research has consistently linked them to reduced inflammation markers, improved estrogen metabolism, and lower risk of hormone-related health conditions. These are fragile compounds. Heat degrades them quickly. Raw, freshly ground flax delivers them intact. Grind a tablespoon fresh each morning. Add it to water, to a smoothie, to yogurt. It takes 30 seconds and delivers one of the broadest nutritional profiles of anything on this list. Number 10. Raw garlic. And this is the one that almost everyone gets wrong. When garlic is crushed or chopped, an enzyme reaction begins almost immediately. It produces a compound called allicin, one of the most potent natural antimicrobials ever studied. Active against bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites simultaneously. It does not target one pathway. It disrupts multiple biological systems at once, which is part of why microorganisms find it almost impossible to develop resistance against it. But here is the critical detail that changes everything about how you use garlic. Heat destroys allicin within minutes. The garlic you cook into your pasta or roast in the oven has a fraction of the medicinal potency of raw garlic. They taste similar, but they are not the same food in any meaningful biological sense. Crush raw garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes before eating it. That 10-minute window allows the enzyme reaction to complete fully. You can add it to salad dressings, mix it into raw dips, or simply eat a small amount directly. The Israelites in the wilderness mourned garlic by name when it was taken from them. The Egyptians cataloged it in over 20 separate medical preparations. The ancient world ate it raw and experienced what it actually does. Most people today cook it and wonder why their health does not improve. Number 9. Raw walnuts. The wrinkled surface of a walnut is not a coincidence. It mirrors the structure of the human brain almost exactly. And traditional healers across multiple ancient cultures use that resemblance as a sign of what this nut was meant to support. Modern neuroscience has since confirmed what they observed. Raw walnuts are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids. These fats cross the blood-brain barrier, reduce neuroinflammation, and support the structure of brain cell membranes. Research has linked regular walnut consumption to improved memory, faster cognitive processing, and measurably slower cognitive decline in aging populations. But roasting changes the fat profile. High heat oxidizes the delicate omega-3s in walnuts, converting them from anti-inflammatory compounds into compounds that can do the opposite. Raw walnuts deliver the full, unoxidized omega-3 content. Roasted walnuts deliver considerably less. Raw walnuts also contain melatonin, the sleep hormone itself, along with polyphenols that feed gut bacteria producing serotonin. The brain and gut connection runs directly through what you eat, and few foods support both ends of that connection as effectively as raw walnuts do. A small handful daily. Raw, not roasted. That is all. Number 8. Raw beets. Most people only ever eat beets cooked, and cooked beets are genuinely nutritious. But raw beets contain something that cooking significantly reduces: dietary nitrates in their most biologically active form. Here is what those nitrates do. Your body converts them into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes the walls of blood vessels, allowing them to expand and carry more blood with less pressure. This is the same mechanism targeted by some of the most widely prescribed cardiovascular medications in the world. Raw beets do it naturally, without side effects, and without a prescription. Research has confirmed that raw beet juice lowers blood pressure within hours of consumption. Athletes use it to improve oxygen delivery to muscles during exercise. Older adults use it to support brain blood flow, which declines with age and is directly linked to memory and cognitive function. Raw beets can be grated into salads, blended into juices, or eaten thinly sliced. The earthy flavor softens considerably when paired with lemon and a small amount of raw honey. And the combination of beet nitrates with the enzymes and antioxidants in lemon creates a synergy that enhances nitric oxide production even further. Your cardiovascular system is quietly asking for this every single day. We are halfway through the list, and the next 7 go even deeper. Number 6 is coming up shortly, and it is the one where the preparation method makes all the difference. Most people eat this food every day but destroy its most powerful compound before it ever reaches their body. Stay with us. Number 7. Raw pomegranate seeds. Everything valuable in a pomegranate is in the seeds and the juice that surrounds them. The white pith around the outside has minimal nutritional value, but the seeds themselves, eaten raw, crunched through so the juice releases, deliver one of the highest antioxidant concentrations of any food ever studied. Pomegranates contain a group of compounds that gut bacteria convert into urolithin A, a substance researchers are actively studying for its ability to trigger mitophagy, the cellular process that identifies and removes damaged mitochondria and replaces them with healthier ones. This is essentially cellular renewal at the level of your energy system. And it is a process that most people never activate because they never eat the foods that trigger it. The polyphenol concentration in raw pomegranate seeds outranks red wine, green tea, and blueberries combined. Clinical studies have shown measurable reductions in blood pressure, lower oxidative damage to arteries, and improved markers of inflammation following regular consumption. Eat the seeds raw. Drink the juice freshly pressed on the same day. The compounds that make pomegranate worth eating are sensitive to time and to processing. Fresh is always the most potent version. Number 6. Raw broccoli. And this is the one where preparation makes all the difference. Broccoli contains a compound called sulforaphane, and sulforaphane is one of the most researched anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory compounds in modern nutritional science. Major research institutions have invested heavily in studying it because the results across multiple trials have been consistently significant. But here is what most people never know. Sulforaphane does not exist in broccoli, not directly. It is produced when 2 separate compounds in the broccoli, glucoraphanin, and an enzyme called myrosinase come into contact with each other. That contact only happens when the cell walls of the broccoli are broken. When you chew it raw, cooking above a certain temperature destroys myrosinase completely. No enzyme, no reaction, no sulforaphane. The cooked broccoli on your plate has a fraction of the sulforaphane content of the same broccoli eaten raw. Chop it, let it sit for 5 minutes. This allows the reaction to begin. Then eat it raw in a salad, with hummus, or blend it into a smoothie where you cannot taste it at all. Your body has been waiting for this compound. Most people cook it away before it ever has a chance to form. Number 5. Raw almonds. Not roasted, not salted, raw. The difference matters more than most people realize. Roasting almonds at high temperatures oxidizes a portion of their healthy fats, reduces their vitamin E content, and changes the structure of their proteins in ways that affect how well your body can absorb and use them. Raw almonds deliver vitamin E in its most bioavailable form, a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects cell membranes from oxidative damage. Oxidative damage to cell membranes is one of the primary drivers of aging, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. Vitamin E from whole food sources is one of the most effective natural defenses against it. Raw almonds also provide magnesium in a form that the body absorbs readily. A significant portion of people are quietly deficient in magnesium without knowing it, and that deficiency is linked to poor sleep, anxiety, muscle tension, high blood pressure, and impaired blood sugar regulation. Not severe deficiency, quiet deficiency. Enough to affect how you feel every day without triggering obvious symptoms. A small handful of raw almonds eaten daily. That is one of the simplest, most accessible upgrades most people could make to what they eat right now. Number 4. Raw ginger. Ginger has been used as medicine for over 5,000 years. It appears in ancient Chinese medical texts, in Ayurvedic tradition, in Greek medical writing, and in medieval European herbalism. Every major medical tradition on earth, with no shared communication between them, independently arrived at ginger as a primary healing food. and when it is eaten raw, it is significantly more potent than when it is cooked or dried. Raw ginger contains gingerols, the active compounds responsible for its anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial effects. When ginger is dried or cooked, gingerols convert into shogaols, which have different properties. Both have value, but for immediate anti-inflammatory and digestive action, raw gingerols are what the body responds to most directly. Clinical trials have found raw ginger to be as effective as pharmaceutical anti-nausea medications in multiple contexts: chemotherapy patients, pregnant women, post-surgical recovery. The anti-inflammatory effects on joint pain have been compared in studies to non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, with results that surprised the research teams that conducted them. Grate fresh raw ginger into warm water with lemon and raw honey. Slice it thinly and eat it directly. Add it to fresh juice. 5,000 years of healers across every culture on Earth were using this plant for the same reasons. Modern clinical research has simply confirmed what they already knew. Number 3. Raw avocado. Avocado is one of the very few plants on Earth that provides healthy fat in a form the human body absorbs and uses with almost no conversion required. The monounsaturated fat in raw avocado is recognized immediately by the body's metabolic systems. The same fat profile found in olive oil, the same fat that has been at the center of longevity research for decades. But here is what makes avocado different from olive oil. Raw avocado delivers that fat alongside a complete package of potassium, folate, vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin C, and fiber. All of them together. All of them in a form that requires no cooking, no processing, and no preparation beyond cutting it open. The fat in avocado also acts as a delivery vehicle for other nutrients, fat-soluble vitamins and antioxidants, like the beta-carotene in raw carrots or the lycopene in tomatoes, are absorbed dramatically more effectively when eaten alongside healthy fat. A salad with raw avocado absorbs its nutrients differently from the same salad without it. The avocado does not just contribute its own nutrition, it unlocks the nutrition of everything around it. This is a food the ancient world of the Americas understood and built entire agricultural systems around. The science caught up slowly, but it got there. Number 2. Raw turmeric root. Most people know turmeric as the yellow powder in their spice cabinet. But raw turmeric root, the fresh, knobby, bright orange root that looks similar to ginger, is a completely different food in terms of potency and bioavailability. Raw turmeric contains curcumin, the compound that has generated thousands of published research papers for its anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuroprotective properties. It also contains a full spectrum of volatile oils and enzymes that are largely absent from the dried and powdered version, because drying and processing removes them. Chronic low-grade inflammation is now recognized as the underlying driver of almost every major disease of modern life. Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, arthritis, all of them have chronic inflammation at their root. Curcumin from raw turmeric interrupts the signaling pathways that drive that process. Grate fresh raw turmeric into warm water with black pepper and raw honey. The black pepper is not optional. It contains a compound called piperine that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Traditional Ayurvedic medicine figured out that combination thousands of years before anyone understood the biochemistry behind it. They put two foods together and observed what happened. Modern science eventually ran the trials. The results confirmed exactly what the ancient world already knew. Number 1, and this is the one most people never see coming: dandelion. The plant that people spray with chemicals to remove from their lawns. The weed that gets pulled and thrown away without a second thought. The one most people have walked past thousands of times without ever considering that it might be one of the most medicinally potent plants growing freely on the planet. Raw dandelion, the leaves, the root, the flowers, has been used as medicine across virtually every culture that has ever encountered it. In traditional European herbalism, in Native American medicine, in Chinese medicine, in ancient Arabic medical texts, every culture that found this plant growing reached the same conclusion independently. This is not a weed. This is food and medicine simultaneously. Raw dandelion leaves are richer in beta-carotene than carrots, higher in calcium than milk, rich in iron, potassium, zinc, and vitamin C, E, and K in concentrations that most cultivated vegetables cannot match. They are one of the most complete nutritional profiles of any plant that grows wild and free in temperate climates across the world. The root contains inulin, one of the most powerful prebiotic fibers known, that selectively feeds the beneficial bacteria in the colon and does nothing to feed harmful strains. This selective feeding is something pharmaceutical probiotics attempt to replicate. Raw dandelion root does it naturally and more effectively than most supplements that claim to. Clinical research on dandelion has found anti-inflammatory effects, liver protective activity, support for bile production that improves fat digestion, and diuretic properties that support kidney filtration. All of this in a plant that grows without being planted, without being watered, without being bought. The ancient world did not need to be told that dandelion was medicine. They could see it in the people who ate it regularly versus those who did not. We built a culture that sprays it with poison and buys supplements that try to replicate what it does. If you have dandelion growing near you, and if you are in a place where it has not been treated with pesticides, you are standing next to one of the most powerful raw foods on this list. Young leaves eaten raw in a salad, root dried and steeped as tea, flowers eaten directly. The most powerful medicine is sometimes the most overlooked one. 15 foods, all of them raw, all of them real, and all of them doing things inside your body that heating, processing, and packaging either reduces or destroys completely. The pattern underneath this entire list is the same pattern you find when you look at the healthiest, longest-living populations in human history. They ate food close to the way it grew. They did not remove the enzymes. They did not destroy the vitamins. They did not strip out the fiber and the phytonutrients and the living compounds that make food more than just calories. Your body was built on these foods. It recognizes them at a cellular level. And when you stop giving them to it, it does not just become deficient. It starts asking for them in ways you feel but cannot always name. The fatigue, the inflammation, the digestion that does not work the way it should, the sleep that does not restore the way it used to. That is your body asking for what it already knows it needs. You do not have to overhaul everything at once. Pick 2 or 3 from this list, the ones that feel most connected to what your body has been telling you. Add them raw consistently,